The meeting to order.
Well, she's usually late anyway.
I'll be back.
We have a
Okay.
second?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Who's taking, are you taking
I'm-
notes, Jack? I mean, I'll take some.
We can all
but-
try. It's not going to be easy.
Okay, so what's today?
All right,
then?
so skipping over approving the minutes, we'll go on to new business. At the last meeting, which I missed, but I did watch the recording of it, Chief Spanknable was talking about signage on the hiking trails for when we reach these drought conditions and thinking about, you know, how to notify the public and the users of the recreation areas of the high fire risk. So we thought that kind of fits in our agenda and maybe brainstorm some ideas. I didn't have a chance to call Heidi to see, like, is he thinking of a kiosk or was he thinking of just, I'm not sure what his thoughts were.
He was kind of sounded at a loss. He's like, could you guys think about how we could alert people during a drought that it is extremely high risk for fires?
They do a good job on social media, but
Yeah.
does it necessarily go out to the areas he's concerned about?
Yeah.
Well, and I'm wondering, based on what all of you know, I'm thinking of the hiking trail on Route 47 heading towards South Hadley, you know,
Mhm.
by the marina
Yes.
and all
Mhm.
of that,
And the mountain.
and the mountain. I wonder if you could hang a sign off the other side. that's
I
already
feel like
there.
it's something we should just turn over to DPW because they make the signs, right? I mean, could we ask DPW to make some signs?
I mean, you could also ask the schools.
Or Parks and Recreation?
Or
Well,
Parks
that's
and
what I was
Recreation.
thinking, let the kids make some signs.
Interesting.
Um,
Well, you also
I'm just
want them
thinking of
being
the
professional.
officialness, because, you know, if you're in a high fire alert and you want to really emphasize it, a cute sign that a student would draw may not deliver the same message as a professional
Yeah.
fire
Right,
department
with like
sanctioned,
flames, a flame
Yeah.
picture on it or
Yeah.
something and,
like with a
you
big
know.
red slash through
Yeah.
it, no smoking, like a list of things, please don't do on the
Well,
trail.
It was interesting, I don't know if any of you were signed up for it, but today I got an email that said that because of dry conditions, there's water restrictions
Yes.
back in place,
Yes.
which often would
well,
maybe
wait,
link
it's
to
not
the
because
fire.
of fire, it's because of drought.
Right, but
Water
that makes
restriction.
high fire risk.
Right, that makes it
Yeah.
even worse,
But
right?
that's just a good way to say, hey, time to get the sign out.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I don't know, got any ideas? What do you think?
Well, I had thought about the school, but you are right, especially, you need it fairly professionally, to look pretty professional. You could ask DPW, but I know they're already
Yeah.
busy with
I mean,
lots of other
he
things.
was so vague. I don't know how many sites he was talking about, like 3, 4, 10, I don't know.
That's a good question for him.
And then who would put him up and take him down? I mean, I hope he wasn't thinking one of us would.
Oh, no, I don't think
No.
so. I think that would really fall to the fire department and possibly the fire chief.
Yeah.
But the how many signs is a
How
great
many?
question.
Right.
Where?
Yeah,
Where exactly would he want them?
Where exactly?
How many?
And I
Where
see
exactly?
Gary
what did I
Berg
just say?
on
Oh, and
occasion, and
Who would put
another
up and take
DPW,
down?
Ed,
Scott?
no,
Okay.
Ed,
Ed,
and I could
Keeler?
ask both of them just to see like what capacity DPW could potentially have, like,
Yeah.
could they make a kiosk?
yeah.
But I'd have to call Heidi and she'd have to ask the chief what he was really thinking,
And Heidi is his assistant?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, so are you gonna do that?
I'll do that.
Thank you
Okay.
for doing that.
Okay.
And that's really an important piece, and it's sort of interesting. I had never thought of it in all my years,
Mm.
but
I guess
It
he's
makes
really
sense.
worried. I mean, we don't want a fire around here. I mean, they're just
No.
lighting up like,
Especially over there.
Mhm. Yeah.
okay, wait, let me finish
Yeah,
writing
go
this
ahead.
down. Well, you probably wrote it down. Now we're all taking
Yeah.
notes. But
That's
such
okay.
good notes.
Yeah, that's
Then we
fine,
can-
actually.
About, what are you gonna ask her? Oh,
I'm
these
gonna ask her
questions.
all these questions, like what exactly the chief was thinking for a sign, like if he was thinking kiosk or something a little simpler.
Yeah,
And then, how many signs, what
And
sites, where,
yeah.
yep. And then who would be responsible for putting them up and down, which I think would be the fire department.
Okay,
But I'm assuming that we could find out for real.
okay.
Hi. Hi, Catalina.
Oh, there's stuff for you over there next to
Does
Jack.
that mean we have a quorum?
We do.
Yes.
All right,
So sorry.
all right, hi.
I told you that I have.
Yeah, I know,
a
you
class-
said you were coming, so.
Yeah, I have a class
Yeah.
usually on Tuesday, so.
So, do you circle back, or do you just declare a
We
quorum
just-
and we can just approve the minutes?
Yeah, let's just go back to
All right.
minutes
I
and do
don't
it.
know how to declare a quorum.
You don't
There are
have to.
4 of us, we have a quorum.
What we need to do is
Yeah.
write down who's present, which I
Yeah.
will do. Present.
Yes. Okay. And we just quickly talked about the signs, fire signage that Chief Spanknebel was talking about, asking about last time for drought conditions,
Mhm.
high fire risk.
I have to move around.
Yeah. So, next new business is 3.2.
You want to
We-
do approve minutes first? Back up and do that?
We could do that. All right,
Let's just get
so, going back to 2, we have minutes to approve. We have the July 10th minutes, and I have a copy here if anyone needs to refresh their memory.
Thank you.
You're good, Jack, you're good?
I've got them.
Okay.
So I make a motion that we approve the July 10th minutes and the August 14th minutes.
And I have the August 14th minutes if anyone wants to take a look.
Already seen them?
Yeah, and the only thing I picked up is, under call to order, the way they spelled your first name, Kathy?
Oh, whoops,
Cathay,
cafe. Can just take that A out.
okay.
All right, but I'll go with it.
They get Nigella right.
Yeah,
It's
cafe.
Kathy. Yeah.
Okay, so Kathy moves both minutes.
Be approved.
So do you need to make a motion and second?
That Kathy just made the motion.
Okay, so I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Hi.
Yes. And the August minutes in particular were really well done. I don't know who did them.
I think Marion did
Mary?
them and Kathy looked them
Wow.
over.
So
Yeah.
thank you. There was just a lot at that meeting,
Yeah.
and thanks for documenting it so well.
Okay, so now we're back to new business.
Okay. So new business 3.2. At some point in time, there was a mention of putting on the agenda revisiting plastics and tires. I don't remember who requested that.
You did?
Okay, it was Jack.
Yeah, I can speak to this a little bit. It's kind of overwhelming the earth with how much plastic pollution there is.
Yeah.
The 2 biggest sources of plastic pollution, but it varies by source, but it's actually clothing. Like think polar fleece. A lot of people
Or all the
will-
polyester blend.
All the polyester
They all
blend.
shed in the washing
They
machine.
do. And then the other thing that generates a lot of plastic pollution are tires, which is interesting. If nothing else, I think as we move forward, we can take a look at what's out there, how can we start doing this, what might other communities have done to help this.
Okay.
I don't see what we can do about tires.
Me too.
Um, Sorry, Catalina. go. I was gonna say, what I appreciate about this committee also is that we occasionally have that educational aspect. And I don't know if you have any contacts at UMass or anywhere who are doing research on this or have some knowledge.
I'll keep my ears open. I
Okay.
think we all can keep our
Yeah,
ears
oh, yes.
open. And if we
Yeah.
know somebody
Yeah.
who's a little more of an expert,
Well, I think the advice on clothing and anything cloth that's polyester is don't use it. I mean, that's really all we can do.
it's so handy though.
I know.
But
know.
I have heard about like how to wash that in a way won't get,
How?
I don't.
I don't know how to
like
get
with
my
just
clothes
plastic.
clean without some kind of agitation.
Yeah, I don't remember well, but it was like, maybe just cold water,
It
something
might
like that,
Yeah.
but I don't remember. Yeah.
But I'm certainly open to keep my ears open, keep my eyes open, and find things. And certainly everybody else on the committee
yes.
can be doing the
Right,
same.
we could check with UMass
Um,
and see if
Yeah,
anybody's.
It's interesting because there have been a number of articles lately about even bottles of water and how much pollution they have inside.
It's
Oh,
scary.
right, you're drinking it. It's,
Yeah, and that's
Especially if
why
they get hot.
aluminum and
Mhm.
you know, getting it from the faucet here. Yeah, especially the hot water.
Mhm.
Yep.
oh, hot water from a plastic
Yeah.
bottle.
Or having it in your car and then you drink it later.
Yeah.
You can kind of taste it. And that's why they say never microwave in plastic now, because you just. Okay.
Okay, so that's what you were, just
Yeah.
wanted to revisit it, okay. Okay, so next on the agenda is our Green Communities Competitive Grants and Application, and Kathy's gonna talk to us about that. And
Okay,
you
so-
all- Yep, Kathy gave us information on that.
So everybody has this. And, I mean, it's just a really cool information in here. So if you turn to page 3, it gives the dates for, you know, you have to have totally used up whatever previous grant you have by a certain time, and you can apply, you know, you see what it says. And it doesn't matter what block what period we apply, it's not like first come, first serve. The money available is divided evenly between the blocks, so it doesn't really matter. I just encourage everybody, I mean, I guess we could sit here and read it all now, but, you know, bring it home and read it. It's maybe not every single thing, but it tells what kind of things they're willing to pay for next time. And what I'm thinking we should do is get a copy of this to Chris Desjardins and Gary Berg, so that they know, like if they, I'm hoping this next go-round that we do not use AED. I think they're first on the list and everybody calls them, and they're so busy that maybe once they get around to doing the work, they do a good job, but they're taking so long. And Nick told me that Energy Source, who did our original audit, that they're very good too. So I'm gonna encourage Chris and Gary to call, I think we should encourage them to call Energy Source to get quotes and stuff. But at least now we know what kinds of things to go for, you know?
It's amazing to see
I know, and it
the
really.
breadth and depth of
Yep,
this
and it
list.
really spells it out, and I was so surprised, because I thought Chris Mason told us that this was coming out in February, but the truth is, February is the first block where you can apply,
Mm,
I think. No, the second one.
yeah.
So, that's what this is about. Does anybody see anything you want to talk about in here, or?
If someone on this committee knows the answer to this, so prescriptive measure what is exactly the definition of
It's in
prescriptive?
here.
Oh, it is in
Yeah,
there somewhere?
everything is
Okay.
explained.
All right,
Um,
because I understand energy conservation measures.
Right, it explains everything in here.
All right,
Let me
thank
find
you.
it.
I'll find it somewhere.
And for climate leader communities, I think they've already been established.
Well, it's an ongoing
Yeah.
thing to
Oh.
become one, but we
Yeah,
aren't.
yeah. Interesting, environmental justice communities.
So section 2, let's see what it says. Okay, prescriptive measures
What
are,
page are you on?
I'm on page 8, are fixed grants awarded per unit. Please use savings methodology noted under each measure to calculate the energy savings on the grant table. DOER is offering prescriptive grants for the following types. So, prescriptive makes me think like per
Prescriptive measures.
individual's.
Well, like for windows up to $24 per linear foot, there's a certain measurement.
Right, I mean, I think all we need to know is if we want to do any of the things listed under
Mhm.
this, then it's prescriptive. I don't know if we need to really know any more than that. Just which section to,
Yeah.
which paperwork to do. Yeah, the windows, that really caught my attention.
Yeah, windows, wow,
You know, so we might be able to work something out about
Yeah.
that.
yeah, because what, so they were saying one of the buildings.
The public
windows-
safety,
yes,
right?
public
Yeah.
safety needed,
Well, they need doors. They need those big garage
The
doors
big
replaced.
doors. Sally.
And they were
Yeah,
saying something about their windows are messed up, but it's the
Yeah.
elementary school that I guess has the really bad windows that just need to all be replaced.
So
They're not
The
fixable.
audit will prioritize all of that for us then.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's good, those windows are about 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they've already looked into repairing them, but they're so old that they're not repairable. So a lot of what we're gonna do, I think, will fall under section 3, energy conservation measures, building envelope improvements, possibly heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. I don't know if we'll get to that this time, but anyway, it's worth.
Their assessment is no cost, right? They're gonna come in and assess from the list that we give them.
Right.
It would be interesting to see if Chris happens to know if there's some of these we'd have a better chance of getting.
Well, I think we've asked him that before.
Yeah.
And he's just like, do a good application, you know, get all your ducks in a row, make sure you've gotten your incentives, you know, if you need it, and we have just as good a chance of qualifying as anybody else. I think we need to
Yeah.
stick with what are the priorities in our
Sure.
energy plan and just go for it.
And you know, Mimi with Pioneer Valley Planning Commission seems to be quite an expert in this,
Yeah,
and that really helps.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know that we'll be doing any decarbonization projects. But check out these amounts of money that they're talking about.
Where are you finding that?
I'm on section 4, page 17, and it's saying how typical grant and implementation time costs are ready for immediate implementation. Awards for building decarbonization projects are capped at $500,000. It's like, whoa.
Well, they require a match, also
25%.
25% match.
Yeah, so we won't be doing that.
Not in the near future.
No, we need to stick with the things that they will totally pay for.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting, solar PV, on page 19.
Yeah.
Solar PV for facilities already electrified. You know, I wonder if there's,
we,
Hmm. I don't know if there could be any crossover.
and maybe at some point, like if we, maybe the next go-round, are able to get enough money to do the whole heating, cooling, ventilation system at the elementary school. So all the heat and all the air conditioning would be for mini splits. Then, I guess, and if everything is totally electric, then you qualify for that solar thing.
Thanks for bringing these and making copies for us.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we all agree the next step is to get it to Chris and Gary, so they can go ahead and start.
To give them a copy of this?
Yeah.
And ask them to make their lists? Is that what you're requesting?
Well, when Nick came to us at the last meeting and talked to us about, where's my brain? What did he call it? The kind of study that they would do for free? A scoping study.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, we could do a scoping study for you, but he said, the vendors on that list are really good.
Yeah.
And they will come and look at, kind of do the same thing.
So Energy Source would come do that for us?
Yes, and he said, it's sort of a wasted step, like, just get on with it, and, if you feel like you really need it, they'll do it, but we probably don't. Although
Okay, I'm
Chris
just-
Mason is the one that made a really big deal out of when we get around to thinking about heating and cooling in the elementary school, that it's really important that we consider the entire ventilation system, and that's when we might want a scoping study. And he cited some examples of schools that didn't do that, which I can't even imagine, like getting a bunch of mini splits and not thinking about your duct work and
Well,
just.
but there's an immediate problem and then there's a longer term.
Right, so
and-
he's just saying,
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
waste any money or time, get the whole, because you have to redo everything. And that a scoping study might help us then. So I kept those papers, and when we get to there, we can, whatever vendor, yeah, it's a matter of Chris talking to them and feeling them out to see, do we need a scoping study that would tell them what to do, or do they know enough to figure it out for themselves? So.
So just for my own clarification, are we still working off the original energy study?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
right.
So we're not thinking about the bay doors at public safety yet? We're not
No,
moving them on the
we
list?
are. Because
All right.
that's, if you go to the, see what it
So is
says.
it written in general terms?
I mean, here, highway garage, oh, that's part of DPW. Public safety, building envelope retrofits.
Okay.
That would be
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, they put public safety during, not yet. But, let's just see what happens. I think he should get some quotes, and then Chris
Mhm.
should get quotes
Yes.
for the schools, and then we'll just figure it out.
Yes.
Between all of us.
I just don't want to see one left out without the other being considered.
Oh, no, definitely. That's why we're asking them both to get quotes. And, it's kind of a process. It's like what we already went through with the designation grant money, figuring out, okay, we have our list, and they've gotten quotes, like, how should we use the money? And then we decided, even though upgrading the lighting at the sewer department wasn't a high priority, because there were incentives that were going to be ending, Chris Mason encouraged us to go ahead and do that. And then we ended up, well, you know the story.
So that's exactly the situation. Sometimes something will sort of jump over
Right.
something
Oh,
else.
I understand.
Because it just
Right.
makes
And,
sense.
and he also
Right.
said, like,
Right.
when you apply for a designation grant and everything, you need a plan. But he said, over time, things can change.
Oh, yeah.
Where something else becomes more of a priority. And as long as it's a good idea, I mean, they'll
Right.
approve it, you know,
Right.
it's just,
Well, I just want everything considered in the mix. I
Right.
don't want
Well, yeah,
to
that's
be
what
myopic.
we all agree on
That's
that.
so important.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. And, you know, it's interesting because this group started back in about 2020. And of all the things we've done, this is sort of one of the biggest finds, you know, finding out about green communities and moving forward with this. This was amazing to get that money into the town.
I know, that's why I want to, and because it kind of takes a while, I just feel like we should get on it now.
Yeah.
And oh, the other thing Chris told me is for using that last 15,000 that's left, apparently there's that section in the cafeteria auditorium at Hopkins where the ceiling, like you can see this.
Oh,
it's
there's
a
no
really
insulation,
bad.
right?
Like for some reason they just didn't notice that, so that's what they're going to do.
Oh, wow.
And they're waiting. What he determined was, I guess the curtains and a bunch of other stuff on that stage are really old and dilapidated, and they have to take all that down to do the insulation.
Yes.
So he's suggested to the school board that this would be a good time to replace that stuff, and he's waiting to hear back, just like the logistics.
So it's all one project rather than two separate
Right, like maybe they'll
projects.
say, too bad, we don't have the money, just take them down and put them back up, but anyway. So he said, you know, that's kind of the holdup there. And,
So we kind of skipped on to the updates, yeah.
yeah,
You've sort of
Okay.
eased into
Yeah,
4.1.
yeah.
yeah,
All right,
so, anyway.
okay, good. So I'll just make notes on that.
And it does sound like they're working on the insulation, but it might go into November, December.
Well, they're not working on it yet. The last I heard is that there can't be any no one
Yeah.
can be in the building when they do it. So we don't know maybe they'll do it on a weekend, maybe they'll do it over Thanksgiving
They
break.
tossed out Thanksgiving break,
Yeah.
I think, as one of the dates.
Yeah, so nothing's definite yet. It's just, you know, Kyle is just like, pretty soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
next on the agenda was an update on solar on the landfill, and we don't have Michael here or Jane here.
I could
and
go
so
back-
I have no updates.
Catalina, you want to see the map?
Yeah, please.
This is the basic site plan that has already been submitted to Eversource. Jane, she showed it to me last week and I thought she was giving it to me like, oh, here's your copy. But then she texted me and said, I need that map. But anyway, it's just a really cool map.
Mm.
That's much more substantial than originally thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where is,
So-
this is where the
So
river is where?
this is the transfer
The
station.
transfer station.
And I
Oh,
think this is the river.
Okay, and so all this right here.
Yes.
Wow, it's huge.
Are the
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah, that's great.
So now they're working on the
Mhm.
fine points of it, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah.
Does anybody here know, has Eversource said, we will tell you an answer by November, by January?
Nobody has said that to me. I don't know.
Sounds exciting.
Want to see?
Will be fantastic, see
Yeah.
a project like that
It would be really nice.
happening. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Could be a
So
moneymaker,
this is the
Oh.
Yes.
which is what we need,
Yeah.
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 And it's nice that, what is it more,
It's
is it,
like 14.
is it up to 25% more capacity than original?
I think so,
Yeah, that's significant.
yeah. And that's the perfect location.
Yeah.
It really is, because you can't do anything else there.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's so much sun coming in that
And
place.
it's not
Yeah.
impacting forests, and it's
Right.
not impacting farmland.
Yeah.
Right.
It's-
And it'll save us so much money.
Yeah.
Like all this electricity that the town uses,
Yeah.
especially once we get all the buildings all efficient.
Yeah, and then next was update on solar on the senior center, and Jane had that information. I think they're just waiting for them to connect.
Is it,
It's-
did you check the screen? Is it
I,
connected
I
yet?
looked at the screen this afternoon and it wasn't on.
Okay, so I
That's
guess
what-
it's not connected yet.
Yeah,
It's been a very good summer for making electricity.
yeah.
Oh, you must be so
Yeah.
happy.
Well, no, I'm just thinking here now.
I know,
if it
lots of
starts in
sunny
fall,
days.
winter, but
Yeah,
it's up there.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, I love it.
Alrighty. And then updates on composting program. Catalina, do you have anything to add about composting at this moment? Because I do.
You do?
I do.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Go ahead.
So I did speak with Susan Duncan, who is the middle school science teacher at, and she also has some high school classes. So
Yeah.
she's the science teacher at Hopkins Academy, and her past students made the Keep Hadley Clean signs. So I was asking her if she thought her students would be interested in participating in making some composting promotional signs for the town. And then Catalina, it involved that maybe to, get the students even more interested and motivated, that we could go into the classroom as guest speakers if you had a chance and wanted to share, your expertise with the kids.
Not
and-
much expertise,
yeah.
but it's like just my
Well,
passion
your-
for
exactly, your enthusiasm
Yeah, yeah,
for
right,
it.
right,
And we thought the spring would be a better time for
Yes.
that. The school year is just getting rolling.
Uh-huh.
So would this would be to promote collecting kitchen scraps and food waste at school?
We're gonna have to see how it evolves.
Okay.
Right now, it's getting the kids,
Just
giving them some
explaining
knowledge about
composting.
composting,
Yeah.
and then getting
See
them
that-
to make the signs.
And maybe they can come with a
Right.
solution of like say like,
Yeah.
let's do this and
And-
let's bring it home, whatever is left over. Things
Yeah, you
like
should
that.
bring like a bowl of
Just an empty.
kitchen waste and then some compost,
Mm.
so they could see this turns into this.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 Well,
And.
thank you for moving in that
Yeah,
direction.
so I
Yes.
volunteered you.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
volunteered us. And then, of course, the conversation turned to composting in general, and Susan reiterated pretty much the same thing that when you and I were just talking about composting, what Annie had said, that it really needs to be student-driven, and right now, she's not seeing it, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna ever happen.
Is she into the idea? I mean,
Oh, yes,
you need a
Yes.
teacher that's really
Yes.
gung-ho too.
yes, but
Yeah.
the Hopkins teachers tend to be spread pretty thin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it really needs
And
to,
the-
the students need to be the driving force.
Yeah.
So it's not off the table,
Well, I
but
know
I
a
think
few
we're
years
taking
ago
baby steps here.
at the elementary school, they got really worked up about recycling. The
Mhm.
kids did,
Mm.
and that improved the situation there. So
Yeah.
maybe it will happen.
So, point of order, when we made the signs, the Keep Hadley Clean signs, I went to Home Depot
Okay,
and they actually cut the
Oh.
pieces
Okay.
out. And then my wife and I actually painted the base coat. We prepped the signs, so we got them ready to be painted.
Did they donate the wood or just the cutting
We actually had some money from Susan,
from
from the school.
to pay for the
Yeah,
plywood?
so it was $40, and that was quite a bit of plywood, plenty for 8 signs.
Uh-huh.
well, that's,
Sign.
that's enough, like, so
Yeah,
about, well,
yeah.
plywood went up a little bit, so
Yeah.
$60 maybe.
Mhm. But it was a good team effort,
Yeah.
all around.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of the signs have held up very well. Some of the signs are breaking down.
Yeah.
They were plywood.
Mm.
But I think they still have a few years in them. I know
Mhm.
when they were doing some of the Route 9 construction, a couple of the signs get broken up.
Yeah,
Right, like tossed
unfortunately.
on the ground and stuff.
But maybe it's something we could consider, like, every couple of years,
Mhm.
alternating the theme.
Yep.
So keep
'Cause I
Hadley
think the
clean,
kids probably
compost,
really-
whatever the next theme will be.
Yeah, I think they probably really enjoy making
Yeah.
those signs.
I think some students really do, and I think they were really, really creative.
Mhm.
Because there were a few that did the outline of the town
Yeah.
as the background, and then the Keep Hadley Clean in front of that. and there were other folks who did the whole world. So
Yes.
they came up with lots of possibilities, and some painted the signs all red and had a no littering.
I love
Yeah.
that one.
Yes.
Like, no. Oh, little, wow.
But again, the print, the lettering's small, but the red really gets your attention.
It does.
And so you
And
read
the
it.
no.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is a very good design.
Yes, it was, and
Yes.
student generated.
Well, that's what I like about those because they're unusual and it captures people's attention.
Yes.
Like they actually do read them
Right.
instead of
Yes.
the
Right.
normal looking signs, just
Yes.
kind of tune it
Yeah.
out.
You have a
Whatever.
blind eye already to those.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're on our way, Catalina.
Well, so that
So
was,
did you write that all down,
That
or
was
should
really
I-
well done. Thank you for pursuing
Oh.
that with Susan.
Okay. Next is, anyone have topics for our next meeting agenda?
So this is a topic where.
Wait a minute. Are you guys going to go to the high school or elementary, both schools and talk about?
Right now, the plan is just at Hopkins Academy.
Okay.
And that's just middle school, or who knows?
I'm not sure where whose lap the project will land in. It could be middle or high school.
Okay.
That's Susan's
Yeah,
discretion.
so when you're ready for topics
Yeah,
for next
yeah, go
meeting
ahead.
agenda. So I think it's too late for this go around, and it is just not gonna happen, but they're doing the Source to Sea cleanup in just a couple of weeks. I think it's the weekend of September 24th, 25th, 26th, something like that, where hundreds of people will actually look at local waterways and clean up a lot of the trash, kind of like what we do in the spring
Mhm.
with the cleanup
Anyway,
happen.
this would be like
Mhm.
along the river.
And it's kind of nice because where that's in the spring, this is in the fall.
Mhm.
And we had some people that never come to other events, but they helped out with the cleanup day. And maybe, just maybe, that's a good way to promote the work of this group and to get people out in the community and to clean up the town. I think there's going to be some Hadley sites like North Hadley Pond along the river where people will be cleaning.
So when is this?
Well, it's this year, it's happening something like tail end of September. So it's too late for this year, but I'm just saying
Oh,
for
okay,
next
all right.
year, maybe, if we're gonna keep going with the spring cleanup, also putting in a fall,
Mm-hmm.
get involved, help clean up the town.
So there's an outside organization that organizes this?
Is it,
Yeah.
is that what it's called,
It's-
Source to Sea?
It's Source to Sea, and I think it's the Connecticut River Conservancy
Mm-hmm.
is the name of the group. They're based in Greenfield. And a pretty professional organization, and this is their big event.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they really get hundreds, if not thousands, of people. This will happen from the Connecticut River down, I think, through the state of Connecticut.
Uh-huh.
You know, people sort of following the river
Yeah.
and doing a lot of cleanup.
Yeah.
So including up north, Vermont, New Hampshire, okay.
I think so. And you know what? Maybe what we could do is get Stacy Leonard, who is the person, she's one of the coordinators of this. She's very busy now because
Is she with the Conservancy?
she's with the Connecticut River Conservancy, or Nina Gordon Hirsch. She also is involved with the Conservancy.
So do you want to be the one to?
Sure, actually. That's one I can take on.
How
And
would
I'll-
you spell Nina's last name? H-I-R?
Kirsch.
Oh, Kirsch, I'm sorry.
Kirsch, maybe.
Sounds
Her
right.
background is she used to do gray water restoration in California.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they need to save every drop of water, so they actually would figure out ways that you could divert washing machine water or shower water or sink water, but not toilet water.
Right.
And you could send that out into the yard to water trees, plants, other things.
Instead of
Wash
just
cars?
sending it down the
Yeah.
drain.
Yeah, it is much more urgent out there because they have much less water.
Well, it's such a good practice anywhere. Like, why waste it, you know?
Yeah. So I can contact Stacy
Okay.
and Nina.
Would you like this on the next agenda or wait until you give us the go-ahead to put it back on?
Let's see if we can get it in November,
All right.
and just to talk about it for a year from now.
All right.
So let one of us know,
Possibly
you know, once you've made
Yeah, yeah,
contact
yeah.
and have something to say.
November guests.
Oh, ask them to come, that's a good
Yeah, that would be
idea.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone have other ideas for upcoming agendas, topics?
Not me. I don't know,
Yeah.
if by next month we'll want Chris Desjardins to come to our next meeting and talk about like what Chief Mike did, you know, from his point of view at this point, what projects we should focus on. I don't know. I'll talk to him and
Mhm.
we can decide that between now and then. Just feel kind of the need to like just stay with it. you
Yeah,
know?
and well, and you've been pressing on this, and that's a
Yes.
good thing, because you have to stay on it. It's amazing how it happens, but it happens so
Yeah.
slowly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I'll just be scouting around for plastics, and you know,
So
I
you-
agree. Kathy, I think it was you who said it. When it comes to tire waste, I'm not sure what you can do except.
Oh, well, yeah, what are they sloughing off plastic, like
Yeah,
when you
it
use
wears
them?
down.
So what can you do? And then it rains and that,
Yeah. Because you also want the tires to be grippy, so you're
yeah,
not slipping and sliding.
right.
But you don't want all the plastic falling off. So,
So I don't know why, I didn't really realize there was any I thought tires were made from latex. Is that like a long time ago they were latex?
I think originally they were rubber, but now I think they're more latex, which is a more complex chemical blend. that
No,
might help.
latex is a natural blend, like rubber, is a natural thing. I think it's rubber and plastic mixed together or something,
No, we'll find out.
yeah.
Okay, so now we are on to public comment, if anyone has comment,
I
okay?
have a suggestion for an upcoming meeting,
Okay.
and that is again revisiting plastics. Sometime back, there was a presentation, a Zoom presentation, that I thought was very informative, talking about plastics being a pollutant, not just to the environment, but to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And so
yes.
the
Like
push
how it's
now-
getting in the food and everything,
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, and the push now is not to store your food in plastic
Mhm.
to-go containers, to
Yeah.
store it in glass,
Yep,
and not to drink out of plastic water bottles.
right,
But to pour it in a glass bottle.
or
But
metal,
to clean out
yeah.
Yeah.
cover, because the cover would have the bacteria. But they find a lot of disease right now based on microplastics, so I'm actually been studying that on my own, that it goes through your body. So putting it to your lip, the microplastics go through your body, and they're discovering.
What's
that
happening
the
in there,
waste,
yeah.
That's where some superfluous diseases are coming out.
That might be a really good thing to put on it, you know, to
Well,
follow up on, is like, what
absolutely.
kinds of, what kind of problems are they causing in our bodies? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. And what Kathy had said about, she likes the educational aspect of these meetings, I concur.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah,
educational aspect, I always learn something.
right,
But I thought that was so informative, and this year, was it? Months ago, I remember it being Zoom. I've got many notes on it that I don't have now, but that would be a great
Yeah,
topic to add to your agenda.
yeah,
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because Leverett has their, they call it an energy committee, but they're looking at this, and they're doing a lot of work around plastics as
Okay.
well.
I know it's a new hot topic because it is a pollutant.
well, and
to
then
the
we could,
environment
you know,
and the body.
possibly, I think we've talked about this a tiny bit before, and then we ended up ditching it, but, you know, some towns, don't allow single plastic bottle, water to be sold,
Wow.
Really?
yeah? And no
Whoa.
nips, and not, they don't allow any nips to be sold either.
Whew.
Well, because they're such a huge pollutant.
Yeah.
It's like plastic
Ridiculous.
grocery bags.
Right.
You know
I'm
what?
not an advocate of mandates, but I think general information
Yes.
for the town.
You'd
people
be
to
surprised
make
though
their
how many
decision.
people just aren't nearly as interested as you are. You know?
I'm all over microplastics right now.
Yeah, yeah, but I see lots of people just still carrying around their plastic bottle and it's easy. They just don't think about it, worry about it.
I think it'd be interesting sometimes just to do a blood test and see how much plastic is inside
Are
each
there?
of us.
Well, that's a big question. Are there?
There would be a good meeting.
Are there
Roll
blood-
up your sleeve.
Yeah, are there any blood tests to detect plastic?
Oh, I
have a
think
comment
there
on
are.
that. To rid your body of plastics, to give blood every year,
Oh.
to get it out of your system.
Oh, God, and then you're donating.
Well, it's not necessarily to another person, you know, like there's blood storage banks. But that's how you rid your system.
And then try not to use any plastic so
Be
that,
conscious of it.
yeah.
Yeah, it would have to
Wow.
be some chemical marker, like
Yeah.
what plastic carries.
Why? You know?
Sorry.
No, it made
I've
sense
iced,
to use
there's lots of
a
So
little-
ice.
I keep thinking about, like I have to take medicine for cholesterol and I keep thinking, I wonder if we're gonna all end up with unnatural plaques from plastic, like in our veins and our brains and then what medicine would you take to like get rid of it? Ugh.
We are the plastic generation.
I know.
Not to date anybody, but right, started in the 50s and 60s.
I remember it, Tupperware parties.
That is the worst, to store your food in,
Yeah,
is Tupperware.
yeah.
Or if you take a takeout to go, when you get home, to put that in glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what,
Glass overnight.
so I've started, you know how berries come in the little plastic?
Yeah, but,
So I'm saving all my, like, pasta jars and mayonnaise jars, and when I get home, I dump the berries out of the plastic into a jar. And it looks so pretty in the refrigerator, in a glass jar instead of plastic. Well, 'cause I guess it's rubbing off onto them,
I think it would be a very interesting
Yes.
topic to
definitely,
pursue.
yeah.
Not just environment, but
No, but it's something
Well, it's-
happening in our
it is,
environment,
yeah,
you
it is.
know, and,
It's very much a public health concern.
yes.
And I think that we just don't realize the impact that this is having.
Mm.
okay, good
All
idea.
right. Okay, note taker, I think we're gonna have to play by ear. October 9th is our scheduled next meeting, and I unfortunately will be away that day.
Well, hopefully we'll have enough.
So, yeah, we'll continue with the meeting date as
Yeah.
is, and folks, please respond, I
Yeah.
guess, to Kathy or
Yeah.
I.
Well,
let
and it
us
was
know.
good because I looked ahead at the calendar and this was posted
Yep, she did it.
Mhm.
ahead of time.
Okay, so we
right.
will adjourn the meeting at 8:47.